Hello, dreamers. Perla here. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So we have a Virgo. Virgo, love is not supposed to hurt. Not in that way, anyways. I feel that some of you have gotten accustomed to love hurting, to relationship hurting. Excuse me, guys. I gotta get up. I can still talk though. I just gotta put my hair up. Some of you have gotten used to relationships hurting, love hurting, and it doesn't have to. And I feel like, some of you have been waiting for somebody from your past to be ready or to be available. And this week, some of you are just like, okay, I can't keep putting my love life, or I can't keep putting my life on hold, just waiting for this person to decide whether they want to be with me or not, or for this person to decide if they want to commit to me or not. So I genuinely feel like, regardless of like how painful it's going to be, you guys are choosing to, at least for this moment, close the door on something. And the reason why I say at least for this moment is because I don't necessarily see you fully getting over this person during this time. But I do feel that you are going to at least try to like date other people. You're going to try to get out there. And if this person decides that they want to be with you, or this person decides that they want to start something with you, and you happen to be single, then you'll give it a try. But you're no longer sitting down waiting on this individual. Um, this person that you're dealing with may have like may have a child with someone else that they keep going back and forth with. So the entanglement with the other person is not 100% done. As much as they want it to be, or as much as they try to, like, I don't see this being done. Now I do see something here very cute, and I want to say it's cute. This is completely like unrelated to what I was talking about, but it was like the day that it came. I see here like a witch and a cauldron, but I see this as like Halloween like decorations. So some of you are already putting up your Halloween decorations, and there's something about like the main theme or everything surrounding like a witch that's like in the middle of like your display with a cauldron. And I don't know why that had to be shown to me that way, but that's the way that it is. Like I see a witch with like a hooded cloak and a cauldron right in the center of like your Halloween display. And then it starts to move more into like that season of Halloween. So it's like it's more moving into the space where you are deciding to go ahead and start living and enjoying life, and you're stopping yourself from waiting for someone to be ready. Because the reality is that you don't know if this person is ever going to be ready, because I do see like a back and forth energy between them and like their recent ex. So that the recent ex could have been somebody that they broke up with like about a year ago or something like that. But there seems to be something that keeps on pulling the two of them back together. And you're being told not to waste your time waiting on someone. Now, if this energy is not in love for you, then there is a sense here to apply this energy, like when it comes to like your career, when it comes to your finances. Stop waiting for, like, it's almost kind of like stop waiting for like to land something in order to start living life. Like you guys keep on putting yourself, like you guys keep putting your life on hold. And there is a sense here, like within every budget there are things that you can do to experience life. Within every budget there are things that you can do that can help you manifest like more money, can help you manifest the career that you want. The thing is that you either have the money, so you have the resources to do these things, or you're going to have to like self-teach. Like, so you're gonna have to teach yourself, you're gonna have to study, you're gonna have to do whatever it is that you have to do. But it's almost kind of like some of you are sitting down and you're like, oh yeah, when I have this amount of money I'm gonna do this and this and this and that, or when I look this way, or when I lose these 20 pounds, or when I get buffed, or when I do, like, whether you're a man or woman, like you're making excuses as to why you're waiting to start living your best life, why you're waiting to show up as yourself. And you need to stop that, and you need to start experiencing life now. Like, stop talking about all of the things that you don't have and the reasons why you can't do this or you can't do that, and instead ask for clarity from spirit as to how do you overcome those things that you say that you don't have. Because the thing is here is like, the more that you focus on what you don't have, that is the more of what you're calling in. And at some point we have to take responsibility for our own thoughts, right? Our own perception of the world, and then intentionally go in and change them. Now, that doesn't mean like, there are times where I say like, yeah, be delusional, be this and this and that. But when I say like be delusional and believing that everything is possible, it doesn't mean that you go ahead and you blow off your mortgage, your rent money, your car note money, your light money, and things like that, and just expect like the money to drop from the air. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is like, be intentional with your money, with how it is that you work with the energy of money. Money is an energy, it is a frequency. So if you learn to work with it and not against it, and you open yourself for it to come in, it is always circulating. But I feel that a lot of you are just expecting the money to drop from the sky, and it doesn't work that way. Like, it works through opportunities, it works through like gifts, through this, through that. And every time that you see it manifesting in your life, you have to like kind of like redirect that energy, right? Like, like, don't be upset when you have to pay your bills. Like, don't be like, oh, now I gotta pay the light bill. Like, oh, now I gotta pay this. It's like, I have 90% of my bills on auto pay, like, to be honest with you, because to me, it is just an easier thing, like, to not have to worry about these things. So what I do every month is like, I take my little notebook. I do have like a budget calendar thing. I've never really used it. I have a plain little notebook, and it says something like, oh, let's have fun, or something funny it has in the front, right? That is like joy, like, it just brings a smile to my face every time I look at this notebook. So right away when I'm opening my budgeting notebook, I'm already smiling. And then I write what my monthly bills are. And everything that is auto pay stays the same every month. And then I'll write like whatever it is that I spend that month on my credit card, whatever it is that I spend that month on this, or whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, so then I'm doing my little, and I'm smiling all through it. And I'm constantly saying like, the more money I spend, the more money I have. Money comes to me easily. Every penny that I spend comes to me multiplied by 10, by 5, whatever it is that flows that day. And I'm never upset with allowing money to leave my hands, because I know that it is always going to return back to me multiplied. And that is like something that unfortunately a lot of us were not raised that way. And you're going to have to, at least for the better part, be very conscious of how it is that you are communicating with the energy of money. And that doesn't mean that you're going to, that is always going to be like, like there's still days where like I'll have certain thoughts and I'm like, oh no, we're not going to that. Like, that was my reality for many years, but we're not going back to that. I'm not dismissing it, because it was a reality for a very long time, but that's not where we live anymore. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and let's see. What is the closing message for Virgo spirit? We have the numbing, self-medicating, addictions, irrational behavior. Be aware that you are not falling into like old patterns or an old addiction the minute that you decide that you're going to walk away from this, and that you're no longer going to sit around and wait for something to happen. There is a strong emphasis here in finding balance, finding peace and happiness on the mundane everyday life, right? There was this kid that I saw, I think it was on Facebook, and it was like, oh, spiritual people when they're doing their dishes, and or spiritual people when they're doing this and they're doing that. And it's like, yeah, for a lot of us spiritual, like I don't see my day-to-day task separate from my spiritual self. Like, my spiritual self and my physical self coexist. So in everything spiritual that I do, there are physical things that I do. And in every task, every physical task that I do, there is a spiritual aspect for it. And once you start to see life and living life like that, things do begin to change for you, my love. Well, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.